Uh, Good evening, everybody. My name is Robert Therian. I'm chairing the board tonight on behalf of Andrew Shepherd. So the meeting is being called to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Carol Hofstas present.
Hartley Plushaw present.
Brett King present.
Thank you. Can we do the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with indivisible and justice for all.
We want to thank all our public servants, the veterans, and our military personnel who are dedicating their careers and lives to serve our community. I do have to make a deletion on number 2.3. Apparently we already reviewed that article. And we need to delay the approval of minutes of September 15th.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, the 22nd. The 15th are there.
I'm sorry, September 22nd. So starting with the special town meeting recap.
Oh, do you want to do the minutes of September 15th?
Do we have the minutes of September 15th? Okay. Yes, Carol, could you read them for us, please?
You want me to read them all? Well, I could read it. I mean,
Well,
oh, do you want to just take a quick peek?
have the board members reviewed the minutes?
Well, I have.
I have not.
Okay.
I think we should delay that till the next meeting.
You haven't read them either?
Huh?
You haven't had a chance to read them?
I didn't either.
Then no, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so then just delay.
I think all members are entitled to review them before we approve.
Okay.
Okay,
So you want to delay those minutes
yes.
till the next meeting, the September 15th?
Yes, we're gonna delay the minutes of September 15th, until all the board members have had a chance to, an opportunity to review them. The, next article is the special town meeting of September 25th. Do we have the recap?
I didn't go, so I thought it might be an opportunity for you guys to.
Well, I'd like to make a statement about that.
Okay, go for it.
I think that planning board did a brilliant job
You did a very
in
good job.
presenting it,
Yes.
explaining to the public at large what the circumstances were. And I expected a lot of feedback from the public, but apparently we did a very comprehensive job of reporting to them. They seemed to fully understand everything happened, and the vote went relatively quickly. I want to compliment everybody on this board that spent over 2.5 years working on a very challenging bylaw. The bylaw that was presented was accepted by the Attorney General, and the end product is what satisfied the state requirements. And I think we did a brilliant job with the zoning bylaws that were associated with those to work in the best interest of the community. So compliments to all of you. Thank you very much for your efforts and support. Any discussion or questions about that? Okay. I want all the members of the board to have independent comments on anything that's addressed at this meeting tonight. Do you have any, Carl?
On the town meeting?
Yes.
No, I mean, Andrew did a very good job doing the presentations at the town meeting.
Right. Hartley?
I agree, he did a superb job.
Right.
I agree with both.
I'm glad. I think we all did a great job. Thank you. The next article, 2.2, is the Lockbrook Solar Annual Vegetation Report. So we have to act upon this report. And
It's the annual report.
do you want to give us an
Sure, yeah, so years ago, when the project was originally approved, there was, a vegetative screening. There's a condition on the site plan permit which, required the permittee to monitor that planting over the years. They have done that over the years. The last report is, you guys have before you, basically the changes are the vegetative screening was completely removed. So, as a board, you can discuss and deliberate how you want to proceed. You can accept the report, you can, discuss your options, it's perfectly fine. But that is the last report.
If you all remember, in the original approved permit required a pretty dense vegetation along the roadway to obstruct the view of the solar facility. What we learned last year was the vegetation that was planted wasn't surviving, and it was dying. And the objective of the original intent of the approval now is before the board as to what action should be taken. So I'm open to the floor here on their thoughts. Have any of you driven by the location at all?
Not recently,
Right.
but I mean, I've seen it, I've been by it, but I haven't been by it
Right. Do
recently.
you have any recent photos of it?
They're in the report. So I think I printed it out.
Were the pictures in there? I guess I didn't go far
Yeah,
enough.
the person that did the report. Oh, yeah, it should be in here, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Have you all seen this?
No, I didn't get my packet. Beth sent me
Yeah.
everything late because I just got sworn in, so I didn't have time
That's
to
okay.
read it
We all
this
have the
week.
same issue.
But I did get it. I didn't have time this afternoon.
Well,
What is the address for this?
22 West Meadow.
Okay.
okay. So you can look at this very casually here. You can see it's very open space right now. And it's visible to the roadway, the public roadway. The original vegetation was, I think it was spruce trees,
Yeah, it should be in the report, but there was quite a few trees and shrubs.
Right. So there was a pretty dense number of spruce trees that were originally planted. I don't know if it was from neglect or maintenance or whatever, but they didn't survive. And I was by there probably 9 months ago, and it was very apparent that it wasn't doing what the intent was.
Well, okay, this is September 26, 2025. So the last paragraph says, this year's inspection revealed that the property owner has since mowed the field and removed all remaining planted trees and shrubs. As a result, no plantings associated with the approved landscape plan remain on site. And some of the trees did die. And that's been a problem in the past where the owner has plowed over some of their plantings and then they've replanted them. I know Beth has said that she's received no abutter complaints.
I haven't, there's no documents of anybody complaining. Hartley, did you,
Wanna see
want
the
to
pictures?
comment on this?
I just want to take a look at this for a second. Now, once again, this would be a proposal to build a,
No,
It's
this
not a
is,
proposal.
no, this is a plan, this is the solar array, if one, what is it, West Meadow? It's in a field, all these solar
Yeah, I know
panels, they
where it
sit
is.
in a field.
okay,
And if you can look here, I think the panels are out there.
Oh.
So this is so they were supposed to be putting like along the roadway, all these trees and plantings to shield the solar array from the road.
Right.
And this is like the 5th year, and they've been having problems with, they lease the land, so there's a farmer that sometimes plows over their plantings, they've replanted them, sometimes they die for whatever reason. And now, again, I guess in this last letter, whatever died, whatever was remaining, he plowed them over again, so.
So there's two issues here. One, what was originally approved. Two, the planting that was originally installed has not survived. And this is under the scenic roadway zoning bylaw. I'd like to survey the board here with what action or thoughts they have about coming up with a remedy for this issue.
first of all, forgive me, I came into the committee, came to the board relatively late, so this was something that happened. Decided before I got here, but, okay, so basically, the people running the solar facility,
They lease it from the property owner.
they lease it from the property owner, and they agreed that they would be planting the trees that would shield the solar facility from the road.
The issue here, okay, is not the relationship between the landowner and the solar company.
Right.
Okay, the relationship is with the property in the town of Townsend. So, that's what we're talking about. And I don't think as a board that we have to address why the problem happened or how it happened and who's responsible for what. That's my personal thoughts on this, okay? And again, personally, I think the intent of the bylaw should be delivered. And it does fall under the scenic road bylaw, and it was also what the original planning board approved. So regardless of the failure of the trees, the requirement still remains in my mind.
So they tried planting some trees,
Unless
but they
we
died.
as a board say it's really not an issue and it doesn't impact the community, and then we can give them a directive to just keep it open space. Or there may be some other alternatives that a board member may want to suggest.
Tell me, was this primarily because of the scenic value of the area? The decision was made because the solar facility looked out of place and they figured putting trees there would make it more.
Sharon, can I answer that?
Yeah.
It's in the bylaw. If
Okay,
you are gonna get a permit for a solar array, a vegetative screening is required.
okay, so it's required.
It's a requirement.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's being presented to the board is what action should be taken. One, you can look at this as saying, it's not detrimental to the community and waiver the bylaw requirement for this situation. And if you did so, I would think that you would want to document your basis for doing that. To support your decision to do that. Otherwise, I think we have to look at what the original intent was, what the bylaw was, and make some decision on what should be done.
The intent was met. It's just they either got plowed over or died or
Well, yeah,
didn't grow or.
yeah, I mean, originally they had all the screening.
But it's the responsibility of this board to enforce what was approved. And, so it is within your scope as a board to say, doesn't appear that anything will ever survive there, and accept the condition the way it is. It's cited in the report as non-complying. It's a problem. It doesn't say non-compliant, but it says a problem. And so we as a board have to provide an action directive. Here is the actual report. When was this done?
Oh, that's a different project, sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's one.
Oh, this is the report.
That's the report, yeah.
Okay.
Only because I was just looking at the side by side. I mean, these trees look like they were nice and now they're all gone.
Right.
I don't know if that's because they were removed or they died, but they look pretty healthy there.
Okay. If I observe the pictures myself or with you people, it looks
It's like, yeah, it looks
like,
it was there, it was growing, and now it's like all
Beth, do you think there's
What's
any
the
maintenance
time
being
frame
done there?
between the pictures? Oh, yeah.
2024 and
Yeah, the
2025.
property owner's mowing it, but the trees were healthy, they were just removed last summer.
Right,
They were removed,
so currently,
there's no,
is somebody mowing it or is it?
Yeah.
It's just,
it looks fine, yeah, it looks well kept, yeah, like a hayfield, if you will.
Yeah, because last year's pictures, you could see the growth. And, I mean, this looks pretty good here. It's a little scraggly, but now it's all gone.
right,
And these pictures are taken from the road
yes.
Towards the array.
towards the
So
array?
that you can see the
Yeah,
array.
oh, yeah, I do see, yeah. I see.
Hartley, do you have an opinion?
Well, my opinion is I really don't have an opinion. If everyone's happy with the way it is now, and, I don't see any reason to force anyone to plant vegetation there. On the other hand, I'm thinking, if the intent of this, of course, this is in the bylaw, so it's a general thing, but I'm thinking, is anyone from that neighborhood or the area, have a problem with seeing the solar facility from the road? And saying, well, that does, that's incongruous, that doesn't look like it belongs here, why don't they plant a few trees to obscure it? Kind of like some of the issues that come up when people build, cell phone towers and they try to make them look like trees. But if no one's really objecting to the way it is now, if no one has a problem with the way it is now, I just leave it as it is.
Carol?
Yeah, I mean, I know that they've been planting over the years and replanting, and either stuff doesn't grow or for whatever reason. And if nobody's objecting to the appearance, then I'm okay leaving it.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts would be, Beth, do I have a conflict here with knowing the landowner and
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so, to be honest, I'm not sure, I mean,
You're not involved with the property at all?
no, you
No,
have no
but-
financial gain.
no financial gain, so that, he's my fire chief, so, he's my fire chief,
Oh,
so,
yeah,
yeah, so,
you're right.
so I just wanna be careful not knowing, but, I side with Hartley, yeah.
You what?
I side, if there's no complaints and it looks neat and well kept, the intent was met. You know, I wonder if really last winter was the first winter that we've had snow and ice,
Mhm.
and if that road got salted heavy,
Oh, then it would have killed everything on
did it in
one, yeah.
fact kill the trees? Because we haven't really had snow or
Because-
ice.
You know, cause you got that salt runoff will
And I don't think it's fair to ask someone to just keep replanting trees that are
Trees.
gonna die.
That's my feeling, is they
Yeah.
have been replanting them over the years.
What, if the board was to accept the conditions the way they are, what would that legally require?
I think it would just be a vote of the board to accept the report and to, not require any additional,
Okay, so
any additional replication.
it's not a waiver or anything.
No, because the permit's already granted, that sort of thing, so yeah. You just give some reasons, you're perfectly fine, Your other option is you can ask for other screening things like the fake vines on the fence or something, I don't know. That looks worse than the fence, like.
Well, that would look, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I've
think-
seen that at other arrays.
really, no, I hate that fake stuff, especially when they make the
The
cell
ivy.
towers look like a fake
Tree.
tree. It looks worse than the cell tower.
Yep.
This may not be within our area of jurisdiction, and if it isn't, then my apologies, but has anyone tried to figure out why those trees died? I mean, when there might be something in the soil that might,
No, there's vegetation reports going back 5 years.
all right.
I'm gonna make my opinion on this.
Okay.
I don't think it's our concern as to why they died, who's maintaining them, how they're being maintained, okay? So I'm looking at a situation that does not meet the requirements of the bylaw. And that was the understanding at the time the solar facility was allowed. And personally, in my mind, a solar facility is sort of an industrial looking site because it's producing electricity. Whether people have taken the time to complain about it or not, doesn't alter the requirements as far as I see. So I would think that it's the burden of the property owner who is obtaining the revenue from the solar plant to meet the requirement. I also have a long-term concern that although it may not be objectionable now, solar collectors notoriously are not replaced when they fail. And there's no bonds or anything to guarantee they're removed.
There is, sorry, Chair.
Huh?
There is,
There is?
yes, that's
Okay.
required in the bylaw.
So that would be, you answered that question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
At that point, there would be some complaints. So I'm in favor of enforcing the requirement to vegetate that area. I think whoever's responsible for it has to pay attention to what's going on with the vegetation and doing what's needed to keep it surviving. And that's kind of my consensus. I don't wanna get into the issue of who's doing what and whose responsibility it is. So that's my opinion. So any more discussion? So anyone wanna make a motion?
Okay, I can make a motion what to accept the report as written?
No,
No? What
to
is
take action on this.
to take action on whether we're gonna enforce the plantings or not the plantings?
Say what?
What is the action to have them
We
continue
have a
with,
motion. Someone has to make a motion or an action here
to continue the planting?
to require the vegetation be replaced or ask the board to vote to leave it as it is. So if you leave it as it is, are there any other requirements for maintenance there?
This is the end of the 5-year plan, right?
This is the last year that reporting on the vegetative screening will occur by professional. So, but that doesn't mean you can take it down. So it just means we're not gonna get an annual vegetation report anymore.
Whether we require them to replant.
Correct.
So if we require them to replant and we no longer get a vegetation report, unless we go up physically and inspect it, we won't know if the vegetation.
Why don't you read the condition out loud? That might help board members understand a little more.
Okay, the owner or operator is to inform the planning board by submitting a vegetative screening status report annually. Said report will include monitoring data collected by a professional arborist in assessment of the viability and health status of the plantings installed for screening the project. This report shall be submitted for 5 years from the start of construction. If, in the opinion of the planning board, additional screening is necessary, no more than an additional 50% of screening plantings as agreed to in the original plan will be required.
So basically, there's nothing there. You have to just kind of figure out what you're gonna do with that condition. That's a condition of approved permit, and we have an as-built with the whole array. Maybe you have an as-built
Okay,
with the array.
so this will be the last report. And then it says we could only request 50% of the original plantings. So if we require them to plant and there's no more reports, unless we physically go up there and inspect ourselves.
Or a complaint arrives later.
Or a complaint arrives later.
Right.
So, I mean, we could ask them to put in whatever, 50% of whatever was there.
Well, if I understand that properly, the report is supposed to report on the condition that's there by a expert in the
Right.
field, who, I would assume, would know the species of plantings that are there and what the nutrient and water requirements are. So, it indicating that the trees have failed to survive, or the plantings, and why that didn't indicate why,
Well,
or whether the species were appropriate or
okay, do you
not.
want me to read the whole letter? I'll read the whole letter. Dear Chair Shepherd and members of the board, on behalf of the applicant, Lockbrook Solar LLC, Beals and Thomas Incorporated, is writing to provide a summary of our annual landscape monitoring. And this is from Beals and Thomas. monitoring performed on August 27, 2025, in accordance with condition 8 of the site plan approval, which is the one I just read. In 2024, it was reported that 20 trees remained on site. This included 16 of the original 22 trees planted in 2021 and 4 replacements that were installed in August of 2023. At that time, all trees were observed to be surviving and growing, with the more recently planted specimens showing slower establishment as expected. This year's inspection revealed that the property owner has since mowed the field and removed all remaining planted trees and shrubs. As a result, no plantings associated with the approved landscape plan remain on site. And that's all the pictures. This letter represents the final monitoring report required under condition 8 of the site plan approval. With this submission, all monitoring duties have been fulfilled and no further landscape monitoring is anticipated. So the question is, I guess we gotta go and ask them to plant.
Well, we're having a discussion here, so. Obviously, this is the last monitoring we have. Based on that report, some trees have survived, right?
No, they're all gone.
Huh?
No,
No, they're all been removed.
they've all been removed.
Right. So they didn't ask us to remove them. Did they?
No, it was the property owner removed them,
Right, without asking us about it.
but it's his property, so I guess he feels he can
No,
remove
what
it.
I see is somebody just responsible for maintaining it and found an easy way out.
I don't know. I mean, this is not an easy.
It seems like they've consistently been dying. Now, whether there were some live ones that got removed or not, but
And they seem to.
it seems like they were for a while consistently replacing them.
Yeah, so, I mean, they have replaced them several times.
Well, do you want to make a motion? Or does anyone on the board?
What are we gonna make a motion for?
To accept it the way it is, or to replenish and meet the original intent?
Okay, I can make a motion to accept the final report as presented, or required 50% screening as stated in paragraph 8.
So
Or
does that mean continue?
do we continue okay, I guess I'm getting confused on the motion. Do we want to continue with the vegetation? Does it make sense?
Or leave it as it is.
Or leave it as it is?
That's where I would make a motion
Okay.
for,
All right, so
one or the other.
all right, I'll make a motion to accept the final report as stated.
No,
No,
it's an action. We have to tell the owner to either restore it and maintain as required, or we accept the property as unscreened.
Right, it really has nothing to do with the report. The
Okay.
report is just,
Right.
okay. So I'll make a.
Those are the two things we have to decide on,
So-
or one of the other.
I'll make a motion to accept the property as described today.
Okay, any discussion?
Mm.
Yeah, all right, you want to move the article? Anyone second?
I second it.
Okay, you want to take a vote?
Yeah, I'll vote yes.
I vote yes.
yes.
I vote no.
Okay.
All right, end of that. All right. And what, I guess we're doing administrative reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you wanna read through it on your own and just ask me any questions you might have? Or- There are a couple of things in here that require, review by you. I printed out the annual stormwater report from 108 West Meadow, and I put it in your folder there.
Right,
Yeah, so I wanna just check it over, see if there's anything
right.
of interest.
Have you all seen this?
Which one is that one? Okay. Look at that.
Sir? Okay. So we have a report on 108 West Meadow. That's from the Stormwater Authority. I'll give the public a summary of what it says. Final grading, vegetated satisfactorily with maintenance, that's a requirement. For stable slopes and no corrosion. The comments were yes. Established plants, vegetation, fully established stabilization of slopes. Item 2, stormwater structure free of debris, rocks, roots, sediment, etc. Yes, it was. Natural state, no debris. Any fencing or security, not applicable. Swale stabilized as designed, yes. Swales free of ponding, yes. Discharge points and receiving waters free of sediment deposits, yes. So all those met the requirements. The next item was evidence of sediment being tracked into the street or off property. There was a problem and it's been corrected. You want to describe that to us, Beth?
Oh yeah, they had runoff going off along the part of the driveway, and then the board asked them to put some crushed stone down. So I think that's what he's referring to.
There was water runoff into the street.
Across the front lawn, yeah,
Right.
and then they installed, some crushed stone
And it's
on the
been
side of the
corrected,
driveway.
yes.
Yeah, it's working well.
So that problem has been corrected. None of the other items are applicable. I make a motion, we accept the report as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the report as presented.
Lee, you want a second?
I second.
Oh, I should have said 108-110 West Meadow.
All right, let's vote the article. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. What is it? It's 2.4. These are,
Yeah, so that's all correspondence that is associated with the, administrative report. I printed out a few things. I think if you wanna
right, want me to read them?
prompt me, I'll help you. No, you don't have to read all of them. If you just prompt me, I'll update the board. I think one of them is 324 Main Street.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can just, if you want, read that. It's pretty short. We
Okay.
got an email from the engineer.
Omar Magali has inquired about increasing the size of one of the underground storage tanks at his site at 324 Main Street. The tank will increase from 12,000 gallons to 15,000 gallons. The increase in stormwater volume will have no impact on the overall layout of the site, traffic circulation, traffic generation, or the stormwater system. The concrete cover pad will become a little large to accommodate a longer tank. Please find attached copy of the plan with the subject tank noted on it. We have not yet applied for a fuel storage license, so this change will not impact the process. Updated plans will be sent to the fire chief for review. So this is the old gas station near the Spalding School. I have no problem with increasing the capacity. It's only gonna be better than not. So, anybody wants to see the site plan or proposed plan? I don't think we have to take any action on that, do we?
Nope, you can just,
Right,
I'll just note that the board acknowledged receipt.
right.
And, I am expecting one more updated plan to come in, which I'll keep on file. I did speak with the engineer and he did, confirm there will be no change in impervious surface, so no effect on stormwater,
Right.
nothing that the planning board has permitted and approved, so.
Right.
And hopefully they'll start in the spring.
Oh,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
That would
So I
be
told
great.
them about the
Yeah.
new playground that opened across the street, so
Yeah.
it'll be,
yeah, they make it look,
gonna sparkle over there.
yeah, it will, and generate tax revenue. Yeah, yeah.
The next one here is 18 Main Street.
Yeah.
Which is the new Starbucks facility.
Mhm.
I was just down there the other day. It looks
Yeah,
pretty
it
nice.
does look good. I was saying yesterday, yeah.
It's just documentation. They provided the inspection forms for August and September. Progress pictures, grading, final grading. So I was there myself and it looked really well done and professionally executed. And this one here. I don't think. It's just general documentation about communication.
Oh, yeah, that's 18 Main Street as well.
Yeah,
This is the construction.
that was related to number 18.
Yeah.
And so this is the administrative report.
Yeah, so if you see anything on there that you wanna have any questions on, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, because it's pretty comprehensive. It's just an update on all the construction projects, permits, action things that are going on. I don't think,
Again, as Beth has summarized, I can read all of this, but it's just a progress report on everything that we're involved with right now and how, how they're being responded to. So it's just a progress on various projects. There's no red flags anywhere I see.
you may wanna notice,
What was 108 Pittsburgh Road? What was that?
that's the age restricted development, the 8-unit age restricted
Oh, right down on
development, yeah.
Depot Street there? Yeah.
Yep, and that may be starting up in the spring. I'm kind of waiting to hear from the developer, and.
They're
I don't
pretty
think the
well
building per-
complete there, aren't they?
No, well, Pittsburgh,
Everything's completed, permitted, ready to go.
Right.
Just waiting on him to get the building permits.
And the master plan's being updated?
Yep, we got that done. I didn't realize it, but you guys had already signed the form that I needed you to sign, so
Okay.
we're all set. I just need to get that, PDF and back up on the website, so I'm working on that.
The Burgess Road application, I think that's involving removal part of an existing stone wall.
Yep, that's coming up on the 20th, that's your next meeting.
Okay,
So if you wanna take a ride by, it's 35 Burgess
all right.
Road.
Okay.
And he's just basically making a U-shaped driveway, so he's gonna remove the stone wall and make it so he can do a U-turn.
Turn.
Yeah,
I think, probably the biggest one would be Zero Mason Road.
yes, yeah. You have that, I brought the folder, if you guys wanted to look at the
Right.
plans.
That
So this is a preliminary subdivision.
Mhm.
They're proposing 5 house lots, access off Michael's Way through Brook Crossing subdivision.
Mhm.
So they're going through a subdivision on an existing road, is that correct?
Mhm.
Beth is organizing review and receiving comments internally. There's no public hearing on this application. Do you want to comment on that, Beth?
Yeah, for preliminary subdivision, it's strictly, planning board review of the submitted application. You collected a consulting fee, so, I did hire Hoyle Tanner to do a review. And I expect that to come in hopefully by November 1st, so you can take action, on the 6th.
All right, so,
But in the meantime, you're getting comments right
So-
now from.
so that's in process. Okay,
So if you look in the folder, you're getting your review comments. You've got some already from, the building commissioner has dropped some in there. It's a file that I've made. so
I didn't
that
see any
everybody-
negative comments, they were all positive. At
Yeah,
least the ones
yeah,
that I
so-
read were all positive.
Exactly. So I'm expecting a comment from the town clerk regarding access through Michael's Way. What he'll do is he'll go back and he will, just verify that indeed it's a public road and, that the developer has access and that kind of thing.
so that's a town-owned road.
Michael's Way is, yes, and right now it's a dead end, so,
Right.
but I think it's actually.
So the
used it a lot.
extension will be town-owned or will it be private?
What?
The road extension to the new
Oh, the
subdivision?
extension will be private, I would imagine, but I'm not sure. That's gonna come up, if you wanna look at the, application, all of that should be in the narrative
Right.
of the application.
Well, that's something that's coming forward. We'll have a chance to really look at it.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, and, I'm trying to get comments from, fire and police, because it's just a little bit unusual. It's not like a cul-de-sac, but.
Well, it's gonna have, it looked like a turn, I know one of the comments, it was supposed like a turnaround.
Yeah,
And they made a comment that the fire trucks, I think it was the highway guy or the building guy.
Right, it
said
was-
should be
something.
fine.
Yeah,
Actually, we'll have.
So now
But-
they're gonna extend that area.
This is the plan.
yeah, it's got this
Yeah.
funky little,
Proposed cul-de-sac with 240, is it from here to here, what kind of circumference? About 240 feet from that point to that point. So I am thinking.
I don't know, I don't think that could be. That
It's a
would be,
weird,
I see what you're saying.
you see,
Okay,
it
yeah,
comes
yeah,
off of Michael's Way and. Here, I'll let you take a look too. See what's going on. Proposed cul-de-sac, we're calling it a cul-de-sac. Here you go. This is what we're gonna do, Michael's Way coming in here and then back out there. So that's an inlet and an
Okay,
exit.
sure, sure.
Both the same. What is your width here? Does anybody see that? I don't see it.
No. This is nothing to compare it to, either, right?
So that's the neighborhood.
That's a 20-foot driveway there.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like it's, 24 feet wide.
Okay. And this driveway, it was noted already, is gonna be really long on the driveway.
It might be 28 feet wide, my rough scale here, the pencil.
Here's the scale.
Yeah, but I don't have anything to, I just use
Give
it,
me a
it came
piece
out to
of
about,
paper.
came out to about 28 feet.
Anything.
Sorry.
I haven't been to the site yet, but it's like a pretty
That would be
steep.
30. 10, 20. 30.
28.
Yeah. It's for 24 feet.
24 feet.
All right. Okay. So, let's see. So we see the 5 lots, 5 buildings.
Of house lots, and eventually they would like to apply for a special permit for an open space preservation development,
Mm-hmm.
meaning, they meet the minimum 10 acres and
They do meet that?
they do meet it, yeah, and the required ratio of upland to wet.
Right.
It's a squeak by, but it works.
It does, huh?
Yep.
They worked out on this one.
Yep, oh yeah, a couple of different preliminary plans came before and we had been tossed them around to staff.
So there is, what's this here?
This is 100-foot well radius. So each lot has to have a well
100-foot
and a
radius,
septic. I don't know where the septic is on these though. Do you see it?
Mm.
Yeah, here it is. Okay, these guys think.
Okay. I don't see any issues with it.
Yep, and so far so good. All the comments are coming in, and we'll wait for Hoyle and Tanner. But you
Looks
guys can
doable.
make a decision. The waivers are also in the application, so I would recommend that you review all the waivers requested.
Oh, how many are there?
Let's just take a quick look.
Okay. I don't think I read the whole application.
Not too many. 145-24D, the minimum distance between any 2 common driveway entrances shall be 500 feet. What? Now, why are they asking for that? Why are they asking for a waiver from that? Given the proposed configuration of the lots and the cul-de-sac and the
they have
existing
two.
topography, 2
These
common
are close,
driveways
yeah.
are proposed
There's less than
100 feet
500
apart.
They're only 100 feet apart, so there's a common driveway
Oh,
there.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another common
yeah.
driveway here.
Well,
Okay,
that looks like a good 30 feet, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That should
So
be
that's-
That's
yeah.
adequate.
well, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And then
That should be
175
adequate.
C,
I don't see any-
that might be a little more.
1 inch equals
Yeah.
40.
well, that's an easy one.
Where's the other driveway?
So it's this one and then this
175
one, right?
C is
No, that's the
60
roadway.
and 80.
No, you got one,
Okay.
Oh,
this is the
that's a
roadway, so you got
driveway.
a driveway up to
Okay.
these 3,
That's
and then you
the
got this
other one.
little common driveway, I guess I'd call it.
Retaining walls,
You know, I mean, that-
stone, brick,
The
reinforced.
The first
Build
10
one
feet
driveway,
common, right,
yeah,
so,
okay. I don't see that. That's not really a serious issue.
That does not, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Oh, so retaining walls. I didn't know we had a regulation about
And
that.
this might have a
Retaining,
similar
what would you
thing
need a
here.
retaining wall for unless you were
Yeah.
On a steep slope.
steep
Okay.
slope?
Well,
This would be
yeah.
yeah, but you wouldn't call this, you wouldn't have a common driveway off a common driveway, right? This would all just be considered
No,
one
th-
common driveway.
No, I would think this would have to be the public road or the private road.
Mhm.
And I would call this a driveway
Yeah.
because it would go with the property owner. Right?
Right, but this would be the public road, right? Just this, what we
Public
call
way.
a cul-de-sac would be a public way.
Well, it's privately owned, but
Right,
it'd be
but-
a common roadway for everybody.
Right, we'll call it the common road, right? And
Right.
then here's your two common driveways are one here, and then this serves these 2,
Right?
and then you have one common here that
Retaining
serves
walls
these
are
3.
proposed Within the proposed straight line.
Yeah.
That's
So this would be just a driveway off the,
I'm sure the
common,
civil engineer
right.
will have-
That's
Yeah,
more than
guidance on
500
that.
feet. This
But-
one's not.
But I'm
Oh,
still
you're
not sure what he's
overall, yeah.
asking the waiver for, because it says stone brick
Driveway to driveway
suitable
Yeah.
material,
on the common.
but he doesn't
road,
say
right?
what
well, yeah,
material
and
he
this one,
wants to use.
to this one is definitely less than
I know.
500 feet.
Yeah,
That's
just
where they really need
That's
to
like
work
they're
it
gonna-
there.
They're gonna do it,
I
but
don't
they
see-
don't
I
say,
think it's doable.
so
No,
I would
right.
think if they weren't using one of these materials, that they'd be asking for a waiver for a different kind of material, like,
Oh, no, I think what it is that they're required to construct it outside the street lines, and they're saying we're gonna need to construct it
Within the
street.
pros.
Alright,
Okay.
So they're
sorry.
talking about retaining
Oh,
walls
okay, I got it.
within the
Yeah.
proposed street line.
Okay.
Right, that would be, well, it's the actual,
That's a waiver.
Okay.
so that, this would be your retaining wall right here,
Ah,
around the cul-de-sac. And then this is another one. Looks like there's another one, there's another one there. So this is a retaining wall and this is a retaining wall.
Okay.
So there's two retaining walls around the, what's called the road.
Uh-huh.
okay.
And then you have a common driveway here that serves these two, and then this is a common driveway that serves these three.
Awesome.
So I think that
Okay.
what they're looking for is there's less than 500 feet or 100 feet in between common driveways?
500.
500, so there's a
Which
lot
is
less
huge.
than.
They're asking,
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know,
That's
yeah.
way extravagant.
But this one here, where they're talking about retaining walls, I guess in our regulations, they're supposed to be constructed outside the street lines and, of the development, and they're just asking to put the retaining walls within the proposed street lines because they have topography constraints potentially. And this one is 175-16B3. Streets shall be laid out so as to intersect as nearly as possible at right angles. And then basically, they're just saying the proposed street will extend directly from Michael's Way, so they don't have to worry about that. And this one, the maximum grade for any street shall not exceed 9% in any part of its length, and the minimum shall be at least 0.75%, unless in specific cases, the board shall otherwise determine. They're saying the maximum proposed center line grade.
Wait, let's go back to the slope of the road.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay, so the maximum grade for any street shall not exceed 9%.
So he wants relief on that.
Yes, because they're going to propose center line grade of 11% in the cul-de-sac,
In the cul-de-sac?
within the cul-de-sac. That's a proposal. So that's a waiver they're asking for there, right? So that you
Right
can go to
there.
11%. Yeah. On that straightaway. And the next one is 175-16B10.
Is that
the
gonna be a
proposed-
problem with ice or snow in there?
Well, the civil engineer will guide you on that
Hmm,
because he will be, or they, she, he, whoever,
all right.
Hoyle and Tanner will be providing commentary on all of the waivers. As part of
So
their
we
review.
wanna make some notes on what.
11%, 11% is steep.
It's steep, yeah, okay. So the proposed, the next one is, the proposed centerline grade shall not be more than 5 feet above or below the existing centerline grade unless specifically authorized by the board in unusual topographical circumstances. I don't know if I really understand that, but a maximum difference of 9 vertical feet between the proposed centerline grade and existing centerline grade is proposed within the right of way. Do you get that?
All right,
I
so
don't get that.
what's going on here is that semicircular area
Yeah,
has some very serious grading issues.
okay,
Mhm.
And so they're asking for relief on
okay,
the slope of the road,
all right,
asking for relief to provide retaining walls,
okay,
right? So I think that's a very serious issue here. And we'll have to rely on the site engineers to give us a better idea how serious it is. But if you look at the topography, see all those little lines closer together?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how steep the slope is,
there's a lot of.
right where the cul-de-sac is, okay? See how they're close together?
Okay,
Yeah,
That's big topography changes
okay,
rapidly, okay? So I see that area as probably being forced to make it all happen.
yeah, yeah. All right.
Excuse
So
me.
the next one is loop streets having only a single outlet will not be permitted except where such loop streets are deemed by the planning board to be in the public interest. Blah, blah, blah.
that would be my street.
It's in the
said-
public interest.
I said I'm on a loop streak.
This one says loop streets have only a single outlet, having only a single outlet will not be permitted except where such loop streets are deemed by the planning board to be in the public interest.
Okay, so
This would
what,
be,
there's only one way out of that.
yeah, one way in, one way out.
All right.
That's where I live, one way in.
So
one
we
way out.
have to determine if that's a problem or not, really. Okay.
So, here it says, the proposed roadway is an extension of Michael Way and does not provide a second outlet. The proposed cul-de-sac is suitable for the maneuvering of the Townsend fire apparatus. We don't need,
does
we
work.
don't need it.
So we can get a fire truck.
Yes, yeah. And 175-16B 18, more than one access street for entrance and exit into or out of the subdivision shall be provided on an existing way unless there is a finding by the board that such additional street or streets are not necessary. And again, the proposed roadway is an extension of an existing town road and does not include a second access street. The extension of the roadway does include a cul-de-sac with a turnaround area suitable for emergency vehicles.
So those are the waivers,
There's two
each
more.
one independently, that we'd have to grant.
Yeah, and
So
there's two
unfortunately,
more.
there's no second means of egress today for Michael's Way.
I know.
You know, so it's like
Yeah.
they're asking for a
Right,
waiver, but it
so,
was
I
like
mean,
already
what we
granted
look at
earlier,
is
like.
on the whole length from beginning to end, including Michael's Way, how many units might be involved in that roadway? And then the next thing is reports from the fire department do they see any problem with it? The police department, if they see any problem with that long road with the dead end. So with their input, we'll be able to decide what's best.
Yep. And then there were two more, but this one is sidewalks and then the requirement of sidewalks and then this
Yeah, we
one,
have
Why?
that all the time. Yeah,
Okay.
we gotta
They want
change
a
that
waiver.
bylaw, I think.
we would like a waiver from
Right.
that.
Still a rural community. This,
Well, we have sidewalks on one side of the street, not both. I don't know why they say both sides.
do you
And-
use them?
Actually, in the wintertime, never. And then in the summertime, when the brush grows up over the sidewalks, and I have to call the town to come cut the brush down so you can walk down the sidewalks. And there are places on the sidewalk that people don't realize that they own out to the sidewalk and they should be cutting it. It's this high.
Right.
I
And
think
then,
that's
and then
something
there's,
this board should look into as far as modifying the bylaw. It would seem to me that sidewalks would be more important depending on the density of the road. In other words,
Oh, yeah.
how many houses are gonna be placed.
Well, and I'd say pre-existing condition too, right? Because there's no sense of putting sidewalks there
No.
if there's no sidewalks in that subdivision.
Right.
Existing.
oh, right,
No,
I
but-
agree.
What we're talking about, see, one of the problems that we've had continuously is our current bylaw is very outdated and archaic. So prior to getting involved with the MBTA stuff, we were working on specific bylaw modifications and clarifications and changes. So one of the things this board might want to consider is having individuals review a specific bylaw and make comments and recommendations and bring them to the board. So it's almost an insurmountable task to replace the entire bylaw. So what our focus was anyway in the earlier planning boards was to address the ones that are most challenging right now that all the regulatory boards in town have complaints with.
Sure.
And we've addressed some of them. Some of them are like the sound bylaw, and some of them are other things that the building department was getting calls on and didn't know how to execute. So this in the subdivision classification or group, I think that we would want to think about modifying the sidewalk bylaw based on the project type, okay? So for example, I'm just speculating
Sure.
here. But somebody comes into the MBTA district and builds a 3-story building with 80 apartments in it. I think we might want to think about sidewalks. In a situation like this, where we have a new subdivision for 5 houses,
No sidewalks in the existing subdivision.
right,
So does a bylaw
but
change?
if we make that bylaw adjustment, then we wouldn't have to give variances all the time.
Can the bylaw, can the planning board change the bylaw, or does it have to go
Yes.
to the town?
We can.
What has to go?
It goes to town meeting.
So the bylaw change would have to go
No,
to
we
town?
make a recommendation.
Yeah, right.
It goes on the town meeting warrant,
Right, so it
and
has to
we
go to town
explain
meeting.
it to the town,
Sure.
why we're making the change, and they vote.
Can I just add to that? If you're changing a regulation, that does not go to town meeting vote, okay? So anything in the planning board regulations just has to be decided
that's-
upon, at the board level.
Right.
And then we have a public hearing right here in a meeting, and then it's done.
Do you
Okay.
understand what the
So the
clarification
rules and regs are handled here,
is? That's rules and regs,
and the
not,
bylaws
not bylaw.
have to go in front of,
If it's a zoning amendment, yes, it goes to
Okay.
town meeting. Any zoning amendment in any capacity.
But that's a rule and regulation that we could probably alter right here,
right,
without having them request a variance. They would know that already.
For the sidewalks?
Yeah,
Well, right, so if you
so
change. the
this
regulation-
applicant wouldn't
yes.
have known ahead that he didn't need sidewalks.
Yeah.
Right, and not have to request
A
us
variance.
to give them a
And,
break.
yeah, and just from my own neighborhood, I mean, part of it is all forest. So the sidewalk that's on the forest side that has no houses, I mean, the brush just
Yeah,
takes
grows.
over. And then I gotta call the town and
So-
whatever. And then in the wintertime, it never gets shoveled because there's nobody to shovel it.
So
I mean, it's kind of dumb.
I'm not the official chair here.
oh, no,
But I think as far as the board goes, one of the things we should try to attempt to do is address some of these bylaws as they become familiar to us, I think we might solicit from the building department what kind of complaints or questions the building department has in enforcing bylaws. So we can focus on the ones that are giving problems to people right now. And then we can continue on. I mean, I don't think we're gonna we might get 4 or 5 recommendations for the next town meeting and just keep
pecking away at it,
working
yeah.
away at it.
Yep.
So I don't, as co-chair here, I don't wanna make
Sure.
a decision on that.
Sure.
It's a thought that we should consider. Is any correspondence?
Oh, yeah, you've got a couple things there, right?
Oh, of course.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
ready?
Well, that's yours, Hartley.
Yeah, so Beth was kind enough to, highlight that which needs to be read as opposed to me going on and on. So thank you, Beth. This is from the town of Groton, planning board, Groton Planning Board public hearing notice. The Groton Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Thursday, September 25th, 2025 at 7 PM in the Groton Town Hall. It's already been done, so do I need to read this? Oh,
The Groton one, I would, it's really interesting,
okay,
actually.
All right,
And the
so-
board maybe, have a similar project.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this
so
was
that's,
a 40B.
okay, let's hear the rest of
On
it.
40B?
It was, but they're reapplying under the MBTA
Oh,
in the overlay district.
Really?
So I
so
shall
they get more
continue.
units.
Which was
right?
never done before, from what we learned in the other meeting,
Yeah,
right?
so Groton is a re-application, very interesting, so. go
Okay,
ahead.
okay,
We're gonna see how these play out then, right?
Okay, I'll continue. Planning Board Public Hearing Notice, Site Plan Review, MBTA Communities Multifamily Development, 500 Main Street. The Groton Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Thursday, September 25th, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Groton Town Hall to consider the major site plan review application submitted by Transom GP Capital Holdings 1 LLC for construction of a multi-family residential development at 500 Main Street, Assessors Map 216, parcels 95 and 96. The proposed development consists of 200 rental units, of which 176 units will be contained in 2 multi-story, multi-family apartment buildings, and 24 units contained in 6 quadplex townhouses with associated amenities and site improvements.
That didn't take
And
long.
that was a 40B, yeah, and they just.
That
rolled
didn't
it.
Well,
take long.
isn't that where they're
Yeah.
putting all that housing down where the old
That's right
deluxe?
on
The
Main
deluxe,
Street.
the old deluxe plant.
What
Yeah.
part of Main Street is it, do you
You know
know?
where the old deluxe plant is?
Well, that's
Nebs, the old
on,
Nebs.
one-
Oh, on the
119?
purple line, near the purple
Pretty,
line?
pretty close,
Yeah.
yeah, on 119 there, yeah.
I mean, they've been planning that for a long time,
Yes,
that
yeah.
housing there.
But that must have been a really well done, bylaw for that, to change that much. It's good. Good for the local economy.
Okay,
Notice of public hearing, Town of Pepperell Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Monday, October 6, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. regarding an application submitted by Brian P. Mariano and Eleanor F. Mariano requesting a planning board special permit to allow 2 detached accessory dwelling units, ADUs, totaling 1,250 square feet.
You know
that
what? Can I just
exceeds,
say something about that? What doesn't ring true is you're not supposed to have a special permit for an ADU. That's what is confusing me.
no, he needs a special permit because it's over 900 square feet.
Is that right? Okay.
Well, it's
I
a
thought-
formula of this existing residence.
Partly, all right?
But there's a not to exceed.
It's in other words, no unit can exceed 900 square feet. Then if there's an existing unit that's less, it can only be 50%, I believe, of the
There's a
existing
formula.
square footage.
We're doing a couple of them now, that's why.
Right, so the key on that special permit, he does need a special permit because he's asking for a larger unit than is allowed by right.
Did you know you cannot have a full basement either?
It doesn't matter where it is.
No, but what I'm saying is you cannot, no matter what size ADU it is, you cannot have a full basement.
Oh, that's too bad.
Not necessarily,
We just lost to this in another town.
no. It's based on the square footage.
It has nothing to do with square footage, the basement doesn't. And maybe they don't want you to have an 8-foot basement because you could finish it after.
And then you would exceed the
I think-
livable space, yeah.
As far as the state goes, that may be something that a local regulatory board has determined based on the fear that it could be expanded. But let's say you had a 1,200 square foot footprint. 900 square feet of that would be acceptable as an ADU unit. The remaining space can be shared storage between the 2 units, okay? It cannot go only to the ADU. So, for example, the primary home can have a playroom there in the basement with an abutting ADU unit. So even though the ADU unit exclusively is under 900 square feet or 900, they still can have access to additional space, but it can't be rented or leased or whatever, okay? So all these different scenarios are
Sure.
starting to surface now, and it's applying to attics and garages and different buildings. So part of this is what the state requirement is, then the local authority can have some other criterias on these things, okay? So, such as we have in our own bylaw about the architecture, and then there's flexibility in parking. So a local regulatory thing could say, have a bylaw that says, if you have an AD unit, we want a screen or whatever, the dumpster covered or whatever it is. So that's where that's going. And that's why this is a particular reason for a special permit.
Interesting, yeah. I didn't realize that.
Let's continue. Office of the Planning Board, Town of Townsend. In accordance with MGL Chapter 40, Section 15C, Scenic Roads, Townsend General Bylaws, Chapter 106, and Planning Board Rules and Regulations, Article 4, Section 175, 31, 34, hearings under the Scenic Road Act, the Townsend Planning Board will hold a public hearing on October 20th, 2025 at 6:45 p.m. regarding an application from Stephen and Karen Marshall to remove a section of a stone wall totaling 25 feet at 35 Burgess Road, map 19, block 86, lot 2. Okay.
So we'll see that.
Have to go
It sounds
take
like
a
they're
ride.
putting a driveway in.
Burgess or wherever that is.
And finally, Town of Townsend Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, October 8th, 2025 at approximately 7:15 p.m. on a notice of intent, NOI, filed with the Conservation Commission by Corey Patterson. The property is located at 16 Meadow Road, map 28, parcel 35, lot 0. The proposed project is for the demolition of 4 existing structures and the construction of a new 3-bay garage and driveway. The project takes place within a 200-foot riverfront area and 100-foot wetland buffer. And
When is that hearing?
that's gonna be tomorrow night, I think, or Wednesday night, 2 nights from tonight.
We haven't seen that, have we?
No, there's no planning.
It's just
board
for conservation,
application.
right?
Conservation, yeah.
Conservation.
Thank you, Hartley.
Thank you, that's all I have, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone have any other new business? More discussion?
I have one thing. I think, I need to recuse myself from this because we made your list here. So can we talk about that tonight, or do we need to be put on the agenda for 66 Bayberry?
Oh, you want to be on the agenda?
Do I have to be, or can we just have an open discussion tonight?
What is the discussion about?
Well, first I want to recuse myself. So evidently our stormwater plan has been, has expired. So do we need to file through the whole process again, or can we just renew it?
Renew it.
Can we renew
Did
it?
you get my email?
I did.
Yeah, so you just renew it. It's a simple process. You just put in the application, pay the fee, and,
So no engineer involved, not much to fill out,
not
just a
unless
simple,
you changed it.
didn't change it.
No
No.
change, no.
No.
So just basically, if everything's operating as it should be, you can.
Well, we know the answer to that. We've already gone back and forth with that. So,
So you're just extending it?
we're just extending it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. It's a
So,
construction phase permit, so,
okay.
yeah. So, yeah, you just need to renew it.
So to give everyone here a little background on myself. So I own a construction company and we do site work. You know, we deal with this stuff every day.
Right.
And I'm sure, Beth, you're just upholding the bylaws and what we talked about tonight, the rules and regulations in the town bylaws.
Right.
Never in my life have I gone through what I've gone through in this town.
For what?
It seems like every other day, twice a month, I'm getting a letter of enforcement over different things. And to me, as a contractor, the project we have up here would probably disturb 2 acres, 2.5 acres. Okay, we do big projects. I have 48 townhouses going in Shirley. I have 24 townhouses going in Harvard. I can list project after project after project. And I don't know why the bylaws are so tough in this town to where we don't even want to work. We will not work in this town.
That's a tough bylaw, the stormwater bylaw. It's very strict.
So if it is, so correct me if I'm wrong, if it's a bylaw, then it has to go to town meeting if we want to change it.
Right, just the zoning amendment goes to town meeting, but regulations are at the planning board level.
Regulations can be modified without going to town meeting.
Exactly.
So if there are regulations here that are not necessary or are disproportionate to the situation, but again, that would all surface in a site plan review. So the regulations, I think that are burdensome to people in your trade and similar kinds of projects are the oversight that's being provided by the town. All these reports that we request.
Sure.
And I think the reason those requests are there, didn't implement any
Sure.
of these myself, was major concerns about our aquifer and, conservation and the things that are critical in the town. So I think this board is should review anything that you see as an obstacle and consider the merit of it and maybe change policy and regulations. So I'm not opposed to that. I just have to know the magnitude of concern and problem, okay?
Sure.
And if the board at that time agrees that this is an outreach or overreach, then we can provide relief that way. So the relief can come from regulation, okay, policy, or the relief can come through site plan waiver and the way it's pretty well done now, okay? So from a town's perspective, you can have a liberal approach to this, or you can have a conservative approach to this. If you take a conservative approach to this, it's almost like any project has got to be looked at and reviewed, okay? So there are communities out there that have bylaws that automatically require a review, no matter how big or small they are, and it's because everybody in town wants to know what's going on.
Sure.
Other communities, it's not as important. So I laughed because I did a lot of work in the town of Hull. And the town of Hull is a peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
They have a zoning bylaw that you would find out in a subdivision in the middle of the country, right? And I asked, why did you even create a bylaw that doesn't even work with the topography of the town? And the answer was, we want to know everything that's going on.
So I mean, ours are a lot more stringent than most, correct?
Our stormwater or
Our
zoning?
stormwater, our stormwater.
Well, the reason for that, and I will just add this, is that the town of Townsend has itself a MS4 permit, which is a general permit that we need to report to the EPA and the DEP every year. Now, I just submitted year 7. If you look in the packet that I gave you, you'll have to look online. There's a number of requirements the town has to meet. And every major stormwater permit that's issued is a small piece of the town's general permit.
Does
Because
every
what
other
you
town
can
have
do-
that though?
Well, every town that has a stormwater permit from the state does. It's called Massachusetts Small General Permit. We're a
So
small town.
I would imagine it's every
Every-
town.
I don't know the answer to that. I know Townsend, but every stormwater system that's built is part of the town system now. And that's why the regulations are so tight, because we have to monitor it. We're, at the end of the day, it's your private property, but the town has to report on all of this, all of the stormwater infrastructure built. It all ties in like a big,
Just
Yeah.
like we had to vote to accept the federal new floodplain in town. If we didn't vote to accept it, people would be prevented from getting flood insurance.
Sure.
So it was a bullet to our head. There was no choice.
I'm getting a lot of calls on that too.
Yeah,
People-
and it's not fair, I mean, as far as the public's representation and everything else, but
Yeah.
we certainly couldn't deny people the right to get a flood, flood insurance. So I think, I'm sure there's room for improvement there, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But like Beth is saying, with the requirements the town has, plus the fact that we have an aquifer that's very sensitive here.
These other towns do too. I just.
No,
don't-
no,
You know,
No.
everybody does.
no, I think the public deserves to understand this,
Oh,
so.
yeah. It's so
yeah.
complicated.
So don't feel awkward about for any questions or problems or concerns. That's what this is all about.
Right.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm not, if it's something that, this community, and I'm not speaking as myself, this community certainly wants to encourage housing and things like that. But we have to do it with protecting of what the other towns' parameters are too. So,
Sure.
so the more information that's available and the more public input there is, the better this board is in helping people, whatever person it is, whether it's a homeowner or a commercial developer or whatever. I don't think there's anything more to read into this than the legitimate reasons why these things exist. But if they can be clarified, reduced in scope, well, why not? So it's an open thing to look at, and so anybody, you yourself or the public at large, can present this concern, and then you're coming to the right people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Do we have, anyone, want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:58.
I second motion.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
All right, well, have a good evening.